Yeah, it's everything. I mean, every month that is delayed, you know, you're looking at $50,000 to $100,000 in revenue loss from that. You know, you want to get these things done as fast as possible. You've got a loan from the bank that it's a construction loan that you're not going to stay in the construction phase forever. You know, you have an allotted amount of interest that they've, you know, given you to pay for the construction process. So the quicker you get it done, the more profitable you are. You know, the longer it drags out, you know, you run into where you run out of interest payments and you've got to cash flow this thing. So it becomes a real challenge at that point. This site here, Cave Mill, will be our highest grossing store as far as performance goes. We expect it to do almost double what some of the other stores do. The thing that makes me most proud about this location is that this connects me back to when I first started washing cars, you know, providing the full service experience. What's most exciting about it is being able to bring this level of service back to Bowling Green, which had pretty much enriched my family over the years, and be able to bring that back to Bowling Green, but doing it in a new way, with the level of sophistication and technology that we're bringing. It's much more efficient. It's hard to compete with this model. This model is much more streamlined, easier to manage, puts out a better product. So it's just a lot better way of washing cars. And you know, our price reflects that. We're not the cheapest car wash in town, and we don't want to be. We want to provide a premium service, and we want people to look at us as, you know, a business that's breaking out of a commoditized market, similar to what Starbucks has done with coffee. You know, that's what we want to be for car wash. We want to really focus on, you know, the experience for people. Dan, what's going on?
Yeah, so right now
We're here working out all the bugs on the system. What these guys fail to understand is that he's here for another day. And so if something's not right, you need to get it to Dan while he's here, because he leaves on Friday. Then the support team for new installs, they're not there. They don't get back in the office until Monday. So we'll be without any support on a new system if something's not working correctly for 3 or 4 days potentially. We don't need to be finding out tomorrow afternoon that things aren't working properly. He leaves on Friday, we find out the system doesn't work, support team won't be there till Monday. So I mean, it's really critical. Somebody's over the top of Dan, making sure everything works. This is his last day. I mean, tomorrow morning, he's gonna be here till 10 a.m. And all of these changes and things, like the little glitches that you see, you don't see them until you start using it. On this site, we had a complete overhaul of our XPT screens. So the menu selections and everything's new. So it's updated. So there's all kinds of workflow issues that could present themselves. So we need to know all this now while Dan's here so we can correct it in the field. So when we open a store, there's always a lot of last minute items that need to be addressed. We've got the construction company, there's trash, there's interior design elements. We've gotten our ass kicked here the last couple weeks, but that's typical when you're trying to launch a store. We've got this coffee machine that we're supposed to have running. We picked up some refrigerators. The refrigerators had dents in them. Filled a construction trailer up with trash. We have the point of sale company that comes in, and there's all kinds of issues with that as well. Working on the loops working, all the systems, making sure the networking and everything's correct. Standing up each terminal. There's 6 or 7 terminals on this property since it's such a big property. So there's a lot that goes into opening a store. And the other thing that's important when you're opening a store is having someone who's experienced that has opened stores before, because the more you've done it, the more you know things to look out for. It's popping up to this. I don't know what that is. I've never seen that before.
That's one of your old pages. It's in
Yeah,
there,
it's not supposed to be.
What's happening is it's going there. That's the wrong place. It should be going to your new wash pages, and that's happening when.
Go ahead. Hey, get a.
Plan members.
We need to get cones, Randy. We need to get cones that make the cars see how he's far away from the XPT. We need cones over here. Yes. Yeah. So we had some guys out here earlier pressure washing the lot. We had the sign company yesterday had to take their sign truck into the grass area, created a lot of mud and mess. They tracked it all over the property, and this is just kind of a an issue that you see reoccurring is just going back and looking at what's been done, making sure it's been done to the proper standard. As you can see, our guys missed a little bit. We're gonna have them get back out here, tighten it up, get ready to open. We don't want people after the wash getting mud on their tires, so it's pretty important. The biggest problem with this facility, beyond financing, which financing a site like this is not easy, especially considering the circumstances. But the hardest part was, we started this in kind of mid-year, and COVID, supply chain issues, the labor crisis. There's been a lot of hurdles, supply chain stuff, like the block that went on the building. Like the block that we had spec'd for this, it would have been like 6 months before they could have produced the block. The roof structure, we had an architect draw the building. We got everything planned. We went to bid. Hey, your roof structure steel was out 6 months. So we actually went to a local company here, Stuart Ritchie, and they custom fabricated the roof structure. We're dealing with vendors that are out of our control. The canopy people, they didn't have enough metal to finish the canopy, so they've got to come back next week. The sign company got pushed back, their production got pushed back for whatever reason. Actually, our original sign contractor had some medical issues, and we had to switch the whole contract middle of the project, which is crazy to think about. When you talk about lead times, building these signs, this is all custom work, so we had to go to another shop. So it's even getting into the heart of winter when it wasn't above 30-40 degrees, we had to pitch a tent around the building, and we taped heaters up and turned heaters on and created a warm environment so we could finish the EIFS on the building. So those types of things that we did, the place even got hit by a tornado. So as we put these lights up, they're hung by cable. The contractor, they wanted to charge us a change order. So we just said put them up. We're probably going to have to come back with strut and hang these lights to where they won't swing in the wind.
Something's wrong with this door.
Yeah. Don't you think it's sprung or something, isn't it?
Well, I came and adjusted it yesterday. Thought he got the closure on it.
It's still open.
Yeah.
It doesn't even close.
Yeah.
It's like the
It's like
the hinges are sprung. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're bent.
Yeah, the wind was bringing it open yesterday.
Yeah, revenue projections on this site. You know, our first year we plan to be north of 1 million in revenue. You know, hopefully this thing will mature out to do, you know, 3+ million. That may take us, you know, 3 to 5 years to get there. But, you know, it's, you know, we hope that this store will not only perform well, but also strengthen our other stores. What was done to this facility to maximize profits and efficiency? You know, this store was designed around the belt, you know, concept as far as the conveyor. So there's a lot of folks that are intimidated by going to a car wash because they're pulling their wheel onto a 12 to 14 inch track. This facility here, you know, has the, you know, 2.5 feet tolerance. You know, so there's a whole lot of advantages to putting in a belt from a customer experience perspective. Why this location got built is because I grew up in this business, the interior cleaning business, traditional full service. Express exterior is great and it's the trend right now, but in the express exterior, you don't have many opportunities to engage with the customer. So bringing the interior aspect back to the business is something that I really long for, is putting Cheetah Clean above other car washes on an experience level is something that was really important to me. I had been, grew up in the business, went over to Europe and saw this model over there, which the interior service is done on a belt. So the technology of the belt is, you know, something that has been used in manufacturing for years. Now it's gotten to where the cost and production is accessible for car wash operators. So before we had issues with traditional full service, we were moving the car. We had cars that took off. There's liability with us driving the car. In this model here, we eliminate that liability. So the customer stays in 100% control of their car. They also are with their car. They're walking alongside the belt, so they feel more secure about someone going through their belongings or whatever, because cars have become a really private and personal space. So this model addresses everything with those issues that the old model used to have. You know, the cost in this project is probably, it's north of like probably 6 million, maybe 7 million. You know, it's a pretty big investment. The deal, when you look at something like this, you look at it, and I kind of look at it and say that this is kind of like two different car washes, you know, because we have the interior tunnel, we have the, you know, exterior tunnel as well. So that's the way I justify the investment. The other thing that we do when we're looking at this store is, you know, saying, you know, we're taking over this entire market, you know, so providing this interior cleaning service is going to drive a lot of traffic to this store. It's also going to help our other two stores, because what we're going to do is our unlimited plans, we're going to give away this interior service. For like every 4 months that you are a member, you'll get a free interior service. So we're building this type of loyalty program that only strengthens our position in the market. You know, this is without a doubt the most expensive, the most elaborate, most sophisticated, most technologically advanced car wash, not only in the state, but I mean, by far this area. I mean, you have to drive, you know, 4 or 5 hours to get to something even close to this. It's been a long time coming. Like I said, I went to Europe on that trip, and that started this whole thought process. Over the years, we were gonna, you know, build multiple stores in different locations. We were actually looking at another location, and we were gonna build like the smallest footprint that we could. And then for whatever reason, you know, it just never worked out. And you know, we wanted to get on the south side of Bowling Green, Warren County for a while, and you know, this lot has been here for a while, and it's just one of those things that you just kind of overlooked. And then, you know, Dollar General came in. I noticed we had Donato's came in. The Sheldon family made an investment, you know, just right across the street, and those folks are pretty savvy. And then when I noticed 5 Star Express was coming, the convenience store, I knew at that point that this was going to be a great location for something like this. And it's hard to find, you know, this is 2.5 acre lot. It's really hard to find a 2.5 acre lot in the middle of so many rooftops. Like if you look at Google Maps on this thing, within a mile, I mean, there's 10,000 rooftops. So, you know, it's hard to find something like this. It's really a fortunate deal to be able to put a development right in the heart of Bowling Green, right next to the mall, right next to Kroger's, and so many other fine businesses that are just right next door. About to blow up. So yeah, we're getting ready to open this. No one here knows what they're doing, but we're gonna figure it out. So it's great. This is where the fun, this is when the magic happens right here, man. Is the unknown. So every store that we have has an opening checklist. So each one has a different set of equipment and different parameters and checklists that you have to do in the morning and at closing. This site here is new to us, so there's a lot of moving parts, different parts and different equipment. So we're creating a Jolt checklist right now that basically, you know, a person pulls their iPhone or iPad up or whatever, and there's a, you know, 1, 2, 3, all the way to 100 steps on how to close a store. They're not working. Yeah.
Vacuums aren't working.
Yeah, they're not working. We don't know what's going on. We'll try to figure it out.
Now, how's that help me right now?
I'm sorry, we've got other locations in town that you can go use.
Oh yeah, I live right over there.
Okay.
This was supposed to be convenient. You got a guy out there on the street saying free vacuums.
Right, yeah. Yeah, they just stopped working, so we've got an electrical issue. We'll troubleshoot it.
He's been over there for a while, and he said it's not working.
Who's that?
He's been over there for a while. The guy just to the other side of me. I'm in the gray car.
Yeah.
He said it's been, so you got a problem.
Yeah. We'll get it working. What preparations are being made for the opening? We've hired 20 people in the last couple of weeks, onboarding them, drug testing, training them at other sites on how we wash cars, getting them into our hot schedules, scheduling app, group messaging. There's a lot that goes into onboarding new hires, so we've been staffing up for that. There ain't no time to sit around. Stand around watching people work. Here we are. You got one fucking job. Yeah. And you didn't even complete it. I mean, we got a real big problem. We got a real big problem with people leaving their posts. coast. Like Keith was out there with Jacob and Haley, went to get something to eat. No one, told no one, you know. Audie's in here putting sight watch cards in, you know. No one's understands the gravity of having somebody experienced on sales, having somebody experienced in the tunnel. Like, you know, we've got to get in the middle of it. So the schedule leading up to the opening is, you know, getting all the equipment installed. Basically, once we get everything scheduled out, we book. The point of sale company comes in. They usually come in on Monday. They start standing up the point of sale system on Tuesday. Wednesday, we start to try to wash cars. Thursday, we're kind of battle testing the equipment, making sure everything is working. And then on Friday, they're out of here. So, you know, we've got that 1 week that we are, you know, full bar, you know, going at it, trying to tie up all the loose ends with all the vendors and contractors, and, you know, trying to get open as quickly as possible. The night before opening, we were here late. You know, we were here till 7, 8 o'clock at night. Jordan was in here finishing. I think we opened midday actually, so we were here late that night. We came in the morning, we got everything working. We opened about lunch time. We sent somebody out to the corner here with a free vacuum sign, waving, letting people know, trying to generate some traffic. So it's, you know, you really can't plan some of this stuff. You know, you get, hopefully within a week, you know, you plan around. But that's how you open a store.
Second.
So it was 7 o'clock. They had the cones out here. Didn't even have the XPTs open. 7:30, they've got cones blocking off the entrance. They didn't even remove the cones. Now it's 7:35. They've washed their first car. They don't even have the vacuum fucking on. Stupid, man. When you're opening a new site, you want to bring your most experienced people to the site and have them help you open the store. Experience speaks volumes, makes it a lot easier when people know, you know, issues that can arise. You know, opening a store is pretty challenging. So there's a lot of kinks, there's a lot of bottlenecks, there's a lot of issues you got to work through. Obviously, the point of sale company sends their representative in. The manufacturer of the equipment or the installer of the equipment is here helping get everything open. So it's a team environment. There's a lot of specialized and talented people that help open. It's tough to manage your other stuff while you're opening a store. What you do in preparation is you make sure all the stores are in good shape before you open. You make sure that the managers understand that, you know, the ops team is going to be limited. They're not going to be available to help. So you tighten up those other stores too. That's what we should have done this last week, and nobody in the organization, everybody had their head up their ass. Nobody was fucking paying attention to what's important here.
Audience, I think
Q was off.
Yeah. It'll happen. We'll get it all worked out. It's gonna be nice.
It ain't gonna happen long. I ain't gonna put up with the bullshit. I'll do it my fucking self. Unlimited with 2 T's.
Attendant with 1 T.
And attendant for details. Oh man. Death by 1,000 cuts, bro. I'm dying. I'm dying over here. We got one. Cheetah Clean will continue to grow anywhere between Louisville and Nashville on the I-65 corridor. We're staying focused in that vicinity for now, but eventually as we continue to build out those areas, we may look to go to an entirely different geographical area and set up shop and hopefully get to where we can build 4 or 5 stores in an area to cover the overhead required to sustain an operation like this. So speaking about the community, we give back a tremendous amount of our gross revenue to local charities. We give away or have a partnership with CASA. We do a lot with Suicide Foundation. We do quite a bit in the community as far as that goes. As far as our labor force, we spend over $1 million on labor in our communities, total. We are, right now, we're probably, with this site, once this site gets big, and ramps, we'll be about a $7 million company as far as gross revenue. We pay more than most car washes. We start all of our help at $15 an hour. Our managers, people that have experience can make 50,000 plus. We've got a lot of people that are making that. We've got some people, near or over 6 figures here. So, there's a lot of investment in our people. As the job market tightens up, you've got to pay people, and that's we spare no expense at hiring talented, experienced people here. There's other car washes in town. Everybody obviously claims to be the best. We pride ourselves in truly cleaning the vehicle and providing a top-notch facility for you to, wash your vehicle. Not only is it one of the safest washes around, but if you have any issues, we promptly try to resolve them. We have 5-star service, is what we coach and train for. The expectations, the company expectations are very high. So what I've done continually since I started this thing is get up early, be willing to work late, no days off. I'm always monitoring my business, and by doing that, the staff and team knows that the standards are high. If the owner is working all the time and doing whatever's necessary, they know that the expectation has to be met. So that's what we'll continue to do. I'll continue to do what I enjoy doing. I enjoy building a business, creating new sites, building new sites, building a brand, building a large business as far as volume, as far as money coming in the door. I enjoy doing that. I like being able to give back to the community. So by doing all that and thinking about all that, you have to be really dedicated to building the business and taking care of the client first. That's, the customer, they're not always right, but they are always important, and they're the people who keep the cash flow coming in.